Hello, this is Ryan from NowGamer, and a word of warning before you begin playing BattleBlock Theater: do not start with a multiplayer. The reason for that is if you jump into multiplayer like I did, you'll see the only weapon you have is a mine thrower, which sounds good, but it's actually about as effective as farting in the wind. And every other player, because they'll have done single player first, will have grenades, fans, fireballs, paper planes with C4, exploding frogs, all sorts, and you'll just die over and over again. The reason I jumped into multiplayer first was I presumed it'd be a multiplayer game, but actually it's got a really good campaign where you can unlock these weapons, so it's not actually that bad a place to start. In case you're wondering how campaign relates to the whole idea of not playing multiplayer first, you actually find balls of yarn while playing through each level, and this is what you use as currency to buy new weapons. There are also gems scattered throughout the levels that you can use to trade in for prisoners, which is just a fancy way of saying that you can unlock new heads for your character. But as you play campaign, you realise it's worth playing anyway just because of the way the levels have been designed. It's obviously a platform, but there are a lot of puzzle elements thrown in as well, and it is pretty challenging, but also the art style and the humour, if you know the Behemoth from Alien, Hominid and Castle Crashers, will be familiar and recognisable. It is a funny game, it is a challenging game, and it is definitely worth playing campaign. As you play through, you'll notice nice little touches in design which are pretty simple but fun to play through, like the tower of coal blocks that you have to sort of bounce your way through, to the little fan that straps through your back and takes you through a valley of spikes safely.
Alright, another gem!
Levels also throw enemies at you who chase after you and try and knock you into the pits of doom. They're probably the main thing that will frustrate you in the game because they're the one thing that's, I guess, unpredictable and can't be learned, but because checkpoints are so generous, it's never really that frustrating when you die. So campaign's good, but really the whole point for playing it is to collect gems and to collect these balls of yarn so you can unlock heads and weapons to use in the multiplayer modes. The reason multiplayer is so fun is it's kind of like a party game. There are loads of different modes and maps to play on, and they're not particularly deep, but it's messy, it's chaotic, it's fun, and it's really accessible as well. What helps make it stand out are all the different weapons that people have and the different customizations, which has the kind of natural feeling of envy of stuff that you want to collect yourself, which then takes you back to campaign to unlock more stuff, and so on and so on. The best modes are Muckle, which is kind of like a team deathmatch mode. It's just everyone flinging weapons at each other, whoever gets the highest score wins. Horse, where you have to ride a horse to your opposing team's stable, sort of like capture the flag mode. And this one, which is called Ball Game. The idea of Ball Game is that football drops down in the middle of the level and you have to take it to the opposing team's goal and score. It sounds easy, but again, this is a game where you have grenades, exploding frogs, C4, shoryukens, people punching each other. It's, again, very messy, but a hell of a lot of fun. The big question for this game is really how long multiplayer will last you, because it's not particularly deep. It is a game that relies on the fact that it has so many modes and so many maps to keep you playing. But in any case, for a game that has a party mode-esque multiplayer, this actually has a really good single player mode, so either way there's plenty of stuff to play. Single player lasts about 8 hours or so, and because it's got a ranking system, and because the game can be quite challenging, it is a game that you'll come back to and you'll want to improve your rank on. It's definitely worth checking out BattleBlock Theater, not just if you're a fan of the Behemoth's previous titles, Alien, Hominid and Castle Crashers, but just if you like good, fun multiplayer games. The campaign's pretty cool, but definitely play this with the multiplayer, which is a lot of fun, and because the modes are so weird and so different, it stands out as unique as well.